Welcome everyone, we are going to finally talk about the strongest characters in Dragon Ball GT. Again, the sweet number is 10, as there will be some honorable mentions, and obviously, you know, similar rules will apply. I won't uh, fixate too much on feats because physics don't apply that much on Dragon Ball GT. On Dragon Ball in general, like, don't take them too seriously with these megatons and bullshit. I'm just trying to rank them how I think makes the most sense. I will use feats when and statements when they seem reasonable. Like, it's not like I'm just cherry picking for the sake of it. You will understand as we go on. Like in the previous video, obviously there was massive criticism because I put Super Saiyan 3 Goku above Ultimate Gohan and pure Kid Buu above Buhan. And apparently also people got upset because I put Gogeta below Vegito. Oh god. But that's the things, how they go. A few rules, only anime characters, characters from GT and before, no characters from prequel not associated with Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball GT, excluding Battle of Gods and Revival of F, not Dr. Slump characters, excluding the Change State Goku. The Spirit Bomb is not that reliable. Time skip Goku will also be, and Pan will be ignored, even if Pan won't likely even make it to the top 6, top 10. And excluding Black Smoke Dragon, simply because Black Smoke Dragon is, how should I put it, basically Omega Shenron. And he didn't fight, so we don't know how strong he actually is. Like in the previous video, some honorable mentions. Let's start with Buhan, because obviously, because he might be the weakest on the list, on this graph or whatever. But you may argue so. Able to make universes collapse with yelling really loud because his dormant power has been leaked. The dormant power belonging to Kid Buu, probably. And you have at times, like, he can absorb people, he can turn stuff into chocolate and something. Then you have Kid Buu who has not all the feats of Buhan because he is missing the characteristics and abilities of the people he absorbs. But like, he can continuously blow himself up and destroy planets. He gave Super Saiyan 3 lots of trouble. He makes God shit their pants like Frieza does, but he's exponentially stronger than Frieza. And yeah, I think I gave pretty much better reasons in the Rainbow Z video. Now let's move on to General Roldo. General Roldo in his weakest state is stated to be stronger than Majin Buu. And now there's a debate which Buu is meant, but I think for the honorable mentions it doesn't really matter, because as you see, Goku was kicking his ass effortlessly without transforming. And after General Roldo fully transformed, even Super Saiyan Goku had some trouble. And when we say he had lots of trouble, but I don't think he would have necessarily lost against Roldo if it wasn't for his broken ass ability to turn everything into metal and move through metal, and as long as there's metal he can't die. As they were fighting on a planet that was made of metal. So Roldo is really metal. Justice for Roldo. This guy doesn't get enough attention. But the most important part is obviously considering Goku needed Super Saiyan, which is an exponential, really high power jump. A jump I think none of the Boos can keep up with. It's clear that General Roldo just stomps all the Boos that existed thus far. Then we have obviously Gohan. To understand how strong Gohan is, we have to look at Baby. According to Goten, a teenage Baby is stronger than any foes they faced before, and that already puts him super boot here. And considering Goten was confident he could beat Baby, I think we can assume that he's above Super Buu as well, without anyone absorbed obviously. This guy without Gohan, Goten, Trunks and Piccolo absorbed. Then you have Baby's obviously far stronger. He has absorbed. He's already been introduced stronger than Roldo and lost because he wasn't stable yet. He absorbed energy of people after from planes and stuff, but we can ignore how significant that power because he also absorbed energy from General Roldo and that made him insanely strong. So you can you can think of Baby like two General Roldos are fighting GT Goten and take over his body. Now you are using the power of about two General Wildos and one Super Buu as one character. Maybe this is low bowling because Baby obviously is holding a lot of his powers back because he wants to take over the body of the next target. And there's Gohan. Gohan in base form is taking Super Saiyan Baby Goten's attacks head on and barely. Well, he is tired, but he doesn't need to transform. And when he transforms, you can imagine how much stronger Gohan is compared to Goten. Sadly, we don't have any other feats from Gohan after that point. So we have to. This is all we can really use. That's why he's in the honorable mentions. And I think even if he had other feats, he wouldn't make it to the list. And we have Oceanus Shangron. Oceanus Shangron is basically gave Goku a hard time. And since Goku is already above, base form Goku and Pan fighting together, they had a hard time. They had to exploit a weak point to defeat Oceanus Shangron. And Goku was already in his weakest form, stronger than all these three characters. Because he also got these three characters did boost and General Roldo. And even Gohan, he even surpasses Gohan in power. So there seems to be some kind of inconsistency here. As you see, like, if he's stronger than Gohan, how did it... Well, I guess Gohan's feat wasn't that impressive, because Baby was holding back a lot more power than I anticipated. If he is that much stronger than Gohan, and Reldos should be stronger than Gohan as well. Well, not too much. Gohan and Goten were probably completely stumped by an enraged base form Goku and knocked out from their Super Saiyan forms. So now you have that power, and that power is exceeded by Ocean Shenron, and probably because her broken ass technique, because with air pressure and shit, that puts her, in my opinion, to honorable mentions. And the last member of the honorable mentions is, um, his name obviously being Xing Long or Natural Shenron. So Natural Shenron get his power is based on who he took over, and yeah, he took over Pan, and he was able to put a good fight against base form Goku, and he tanked off half power 10 times Kamehameha from Super Saiyan 4, and I think that's an impressive enough feat to put him to the honorable mentions. And now let's go to the list finally, because we rambled enough. From the last list, transitioning is Super Vegito. And why Super Vegito is on the list, even if this is not what Vegito's full power might be, is simple, because this is logically the last time we would be able to see Vegito, because there are no Protaras anymore. And well, this is the last appearance of Vegito, so if Vegito were to appear any more, we would rank him by set feats. There are some, obviously, like I said, I don't use external guides. The reason why he is so low is when Goku fought Baby Vegeta and Baby Vegeta transformed once, he already surpassed Vegito in power. According to Goku, this is the largest ki he has ever felt. Like I said, normally I don't take such statements as face value, but obviously characters can sense their own ki, and they jumped in power so high already, so it wouldn't make sense if Vegito was any higher on the list. Next up is Oop. So Oop, before he reached this form, he already is obviously he's Kid Buu basically, but a trained Kid Buu by Goku, and he was able to fight and Baby Vegeta somewhat. It's not clear how much strength they were using. Baby was holding back a lot, and now he fused with Majin Buu, and his power jumped to another tier where he could actually fight Super Baby 2. Super Baby 2 being Baby's technical final form, which can make Super Saiyan 3 Goku from GT, who was already significantly stronger than Majin Buu, and first from Roldo looked like a complete chump. And Oop looked at the time, because he will get much stronger again. And Oop actually was able to put a really good fight against Super Saiyan Super Baby 2. Even so, he lost at the end. And next up is Xing Long or Aishangwon, and he is not quite Super Saiyan 4 tier, but he is able to fight Super Saiyan 4 tier characters, and so he's able to tank attacks from Goku and still talk shit. We can consider the third strongest Shadow Dragon. He can manipulate ice, and he can make ice as hard enough that can slash through the ice of a Super Saiyan 4. He can generate colds that can freeze solid someone like Super Saiyan 4 Goku. What else? Like, seriously, he can he can put a fight, and I think it's clear that this guy can completely destroy Whoop, because he's if he can put a fight against someone like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who is at introduction able to tank attacks from Baby without taking any damage, really, like slightly bleeding, then I don't think Whoop has a goes of a chance against Xing Long. Number 7, we have Baby Vegeta, or Uzaru Baby, or Super Baby if you play a final boat. Like you have, obviously, why is he still ranked higher than Xing Long if Goku took his attacks without flinching? That's because he was fighting Super Baby 2, and now you make this baby transform and give him the Uzaru power boost. A golden Uzaru power boost. Like, the jump in power isn't 10, it's much higher. He got 10,000 times the amount of normal Broad Wave because Baby didn't have the Saiyan tail and somehow it needed to be drawn out. And he still is just on par with Super Saiyan 4. And being on par with Super Saiyan 4, and maybe even stated that he's slightly stronger, I think that puts him above Xing Long with ease. Like, Baby is a guy to be reckoned with. He just taking over Vegeta's body made him strong, and turning him into a permanent host put him above Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And even after Goku got his tail back, he was still no match against Super Baby 2. He needed Super Saiyan 4 to even have a chance. Honestly, Uzaru would be enough, but Goku can't control that. But if you turn that baby into an Uzaru, like, this is no joke. It should hit the fan. And I think after that, Vegeta may have gotten some surprising Zenkai boost, because against Super 17 he performed much better than Majub could ever do, just in Super Saiyan form. And now you take that Vegeta and turn him into a Super Saiyan 4. That already puts him above Baby tier. Like, it's no debate at this point. And does anyone really think that Xing Long can even put a fight against Vegeta? Yeah, perhaps put a fight, but not win, definitely. This is just judged about how he performed against his Super 17 fight, and how it would how his power jump would logically be compared to Goku. Like, I think he is the closest to being able to surpass Baby in power. He would definitely surpass Baby in power, but like I said, Baby's Zen's power, some of it may be dominant in this, because it was his body, and Saiyans remember a lot of shit that their body feel while fighting. Sadly, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta didn't have any impressive feats to speak of, so we can't scale him much on this list. And while I don't think he's necessarily weaker than number 5, yeah, he still lost to number 5, and number 5 is Xing Long, Xing Long, aka Nova Shenron. Nova Shenron is stated to be the strongest fighter Goku and Pan have ever faced, and he may apply that just to the Shadow Dragons, because I don't think he's stronger than number 4. But there were several times that like Goku managed to technically win against Xing Long in a fight, and Xing Long has various techniques that allow him to defeat people far stronger than him, like Omega Shenron not complete. With one ball missing, he used the techniques that can even kill him with the immense heat he has. But then again, that's a specific technique designed to kill someone much stronger than you, so it shouldn't really affect the ranking too much. And speed is the point that makes Xing Long shine. So technically he may not be stronger than Vegeta, but he was able to fight Goku, so I would think he was at least Vegeta level and put a fight against him. There were several points where you may be wondering if he is really stronger than his older brother, but he's a far more competent fighter and seemed to do way too good to even consider him weaker than his brother, who cheated and still didn't manage to do that much damage. Well, you can think of it as you like. This is why I think GT ranking or character ranking is a bit high. The feats don't speak too much. But Goku was certain he could defeat Xing Long in just 5 seconds. He never considered that when he fought Xing Long, because when he fought Xing Long he had to lure him into a trap where there's a mirror, and he thought that's Goku and tried to kill him, and then let his guard down to the point that Goku could have killed him in that moment, but chose not to because obviously he owes Xing Long sparing Pan at one moment where he probably couldn't stop him. But one more thing, he managed to cancel out many of Goku's attacks while fighting. So, is he stronger than Xing Long? Is he stronger than Baby? Is he stronger than Vegeta? That's the problem on this list, but this is where I have to go by my gut feeling, and I am certain that he is stronger, especially after his last appearance where he got some of Goku's positive energy, and it put him quite high. So I'm just considering everything of his appearance to understand why Super 17 is higher than Xing Long is obviously because he outclassed Super Saiyan 4 that much. And how did we get here? How did Super Saiyan 4 lost to a freaking robot? Like, I don't like it that freak robots are able to pressure humans and pressure Goku, especially from an army created. Goku defeated us a kid decades ago, and so the two 17s fused into one, and that's supposed to make him stronger than Majub. Makes no fucking sense, right? Well, according to Dr. Gero, Android 17 is supposed to be stronger than Cell. And the question now remains to, what the fuck? Is he referring to the Cell which is currently in Hell? Because if he does, how didn't Cell manage to, after absorbing that Android 17, didn't manage to um, use the latent power 17 couldn't, that laid dormant in 17? And honestly, you can argue that with Garrow's sort of um, Cell not being a worthwhile project, and obviously that would means that Cell wasn't really that perfect of a creature as he thought he would be. After all, he lost to Gohan, and guess he couldn't draw out all of 17's power, dominant power. So he teamed up with Dr. Mu and created a new 17 who is so strong that Vegeta was shocked and said he powered up beyond belief. And to understand how strong GT Vegeta is, I think you just have to watch episode 27 where he schooled baby Gohan and only lost because baby used a weird technique alongside Goten that allowed them to hide their presence and overwhelm Vegeta. Vegeta in Super Saiyan already storms baby baby Gohan tier characters. So considering up in base form he impresses Vegeta, who is stronger than Gohan regularly, vastly. You can imagine how strong it would be if two of that 17s would now fuse, and I think there's an indicator that yes, 17, the original 17's hidden potential has been unlocked by the other 17s. That was when they resonated, trying to open the gates of hell. Now you have those two powered up 17s and they fuse, and fusion is, as you know, exponentially unless you watch a specific dub which says I'm twice as strong or some bullshit, and get a character already stronger than Maju. This guy can also absorb ki, which he did during the battle against Super Saiyan 4. He absorbed a full blast of Kamehameha times 10, and that already put him above Super Saiyan 4 tier. So this is considering Xing Long is about Super Saiyan 4 tier and Super 17 is higher. It's clear even Goku may have gotten a Zenkai boost after this fight, but it's just these things are really hard to scale without numbers in the story being shown, and honestly I just can't take the line of Goku really serious. But like I said, but if you put these characters are pretty much ranked on, cannot be scaled 100%. You can argue between any of these guys on the list, and from number 8 to number 4, who is where should who stand. But I just can't think that Xing Long is stronger than Baby, simply because of the 5 seconds line. I can't imagine Baby being stronger than Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, because the power jump of Super Saiyan 4 being this insanely large, and I can't think of Xing Long being weaker than Vegeta, with all considering how he performed against Goku, and Vegeta is far behind Goku in power in the Super Saiyan saga, even if he trained. And the only thing I think speaks for Vegeta's power jump is because he could fuse with Goku, and for fusions they need to put their ki on the same level, and it's not that hard. And Super Saiyan Teen, maybe the hardest to argue in against or in favor, but seriously defeated a Super Saiyan 4. And if he were to fight Xing Long and we ignore his prediction reliant ability and absorption ability, because I don't think he can absorb fire, but nothing spoke about that, or heat. I still think he would beat Xing Long. And next up is Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And you may be wondering, how did we end up here? Didn't you say that Super Saiyan 4 Goku is weaker than Super 17? And this is what? So we are about the Xing Long fight ended. Goku killed him with the Dragon Fist because he's pissed as fuck. Then we get Xing Long appear, and Xing Long kicks the crap out of Goku almost effortlessly. Even Goku's strongest attack did jack shit. So what happens? Goten, Trunks and Gohan appear and tank him with more power than his body can handle. And then he transforms into Super Saiyan 4 and turns Xing Long into... He jumps a tier above Xing Long. This is Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4. Not in the image, but you know what I mean. And considering this power jump, any other power jump doesn't really matter at this point. Because considering he managed to defeat Xing Long in his weakest state, that already puts him above all the characters that came before. We are now at the area where a power rally is so significant and so clear to the eye that it really doesn't matter how strong if the remaining characters on the list are, because it's clear. This Son Goku could beat the crap out of Super 17 unless he tanks him with another Kamehameha. And Xing Long already was clearly about to lose to Goku before that massive boost. Goku's eyes can't even see, and he is beating the crap out of someone like Xing Long is something to be surprised by. Number 2 is Xing Long himself, Omega Shenlong, Super Xing Long as the Japanese say, and this form is okay. We have Super Saiyan 4 Goku after he defeated Xing Long, the 3-star dragon. Now this 1-star dragon was able to tank up close to point blank Kamehameha times 10. Goku's stated to be strongest attack. So what happened? After he just fired a he showed so much disrespect and attacked Goku with the same attack, but he couldn't escape because it was following regardless where he went. This is how broken, how insanely powerful Xing Long is. Just with a move of his finger, he just killed Xing Long. It was just one finger blast and Xing Long died. Just one attack. This guy is insane. And now he absorbs all 7 Dragon Balls, and is stated that he grew more than 10 times as strong. You multiply that disrespect power by 10 at the minimum, and he completely trashes Goku. And he even let his guard down a few times, and Goku managed to pierce him with a Dragon Fist, and he still didn't die. Well, he seemed like dying, but he can apparently regenerate because we don't have enough regenerating villains. Xing Long has all the abilities of all the Shadow Dragons: Super Heat, Armor, Heat Blasts, Ice Ray, uh, Vent Pressure, Vent Slicer, Disrespect, Kamehameha times 10. He has he can take over others' body with the Dragon Balls like Natural Shenron. He can poison you to death like Liang Xinglong hates Shenron, but it won't work on Super Saiyan 4 because after us Super Saiyan 4 a Saiyan like Super Saiyan 4 was exposed to a technique and his body remembers it. And there's that, and yes, I said the launcher. I don't think we need any more feats. Like he survived Kamehameha time, Big Bang Kamehameha on the face despite being like so weak compared to Gogeta that one finger would have been enough to kill him apparently. Well, speaking of Gogeta, talk about disrespect. Super Gogeta. Super Gogeta is the man of disrespect. He completely made Xing Long look like a complete joke. The strongest attack of Xing Long, he kicked it and completely neutralized it. Making that explosion, that neutralized explosion, could have technically destroyed the entire solar system, and he just neutralizes because he's Gogeta, motherfucker. Fusion of Goku and Vegeta, the strongest Super Saiyan 4 in the story. So, when Xing Long attacked him, he hit him thrice, and it was so fast that Xing Long couldn't see it. And stuff like that kept happening. He keep pissing off Omega Shenron. Like, do I even need to argue? You have all seen this. Like, Gogeta completely stomps Xing Long, Super Xing Long. There's nothing that guy can do, and Gogeta didn't even fight serious. Even his Big Bang Kamehameha was probably just a regular super, not an ultimate. Gogeta is so overpowered. He was the strongest character in Dragon Ball for 2 decades. And that should speak for itself, because thus far we hadn't introduced any characters that could possibly even rival him in power. So he probably also knows other techniques of Goku and Vegeta, so do I need to say any more? So it's a clear number 1. No one would disagree with Super Gogeta being being the number 1 strongest character in Dragon Ball GT. And with this I end the video. I hope you enjoyed it somewhat. Maybe I didn't argue enough for how Gogeta is completely disrespecting Xing Long, and it is obviously stronger. Just watch the fight yourself. And if you think that Xing Long has, or anyone on the list has even a ghost of a chance, you haven't really paid attention much. Like, this is so obvious a child can tell the difference.